Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you Till Death, a horror/thriller film from 2021. There will be spoilers ahead. Keep an eye out and be cautious. Tom tells Emma that he's been thinking about her while she stares out a window at the city. They share a drink together, and he tells her how much he loves her, but she declines. Even though Tom begs her not to, Emma ends their relationship. He begs to see her again the next day as she walks out, but Emma tells him she can't because it's her anniversary. Emma walks into an office building the next day and immediately goes to her husband's office, where his assistant greets her with flowers and wishes her happy anniversary. She enters the office and notices a file on the desk. She opens it and looks through it, eventually coming across a photograph of the man who robbed and assaulted her. When Emma's husband Mark walks in and starts talking about her dress, he tells her that they have time for her to change into the one he prefers. He discovers the photograph in her possession and warns her that it will only increase her anxiety. Because her assailant's parole is being revoked, Mark has her file. She inquires as to whether he misses being a prosecutor rather than a lawyer who helps men like her assailant avoid prison. He claims that money is more important to him. When Tom joins them on the next level down, the two of them take the elevator. They talk about how Emma and Tom met, and each of them has a different story to tell. The couple celebrates their anniversary with a dinner. Despite Emma's protests, Mark orders dessert for her. Because it's their steel anniversary, he gives her a necklace made of steel. In the restaurant, two people get engaged, and he remarks that she was once as happy as the girl. Emma gives him a pair of Super Bowl tickets as a gift, which he despises. He presents her with the necklace and wishes her a happy anniversary. Emma is in the restroom when she hears the girl inside crying. She informs her that just because she said yes, she is not obligated to marry the man. Emma congratulates her on her engagement after the girl scolds her. When they leave the restaurant, the waitress discovers the Super Bowl tickets that were left as a tip. Mark tells her that he has one more surprise for her once they're outside. They're later seen driving somewhere with Emma blindfolded. She wants to remove the blindfold, but he refuses to let her. Emma becomes agitated and removes it just as they arrive at their lake house, which he had prepared in advance for them. Mark believes they can rekindle their relationship there. Emma removes the blindfold once she is inside the house. On the table is a message for her, along with wedding vows. She follows the clues he's left her throughout the house, and eventually finds herself in a dark room with pictures of them. A record player is waiting for her to play it. She laughs when she hears the music and goes to the second floor to look for Mark. Emma discovers him waiting for her in their bedroom with champagne. Mark expresses regret for not being a better husband. He tells her that this anniversary is only the first step towards repairing their relationship. They both sleep in the same bed. Emma notices how cold the room is when she wakes up the next morning. She becomes enraged when she discovers that Mark has chained himself to her. He then turns around and commits suicide. Emma pushes him off the bed and falls over with him. She becomes agitated and begins to pull on the chain. She calms down after a brief moment and drags the body over to the landline, but it is disconnected. Emma notices the gun and attempts to fire it at the chain, but there are no more bullets inside, so she tosses it under the bed. Then she drags the body to the closet, where she discovers that her wedding gown is the only thing left in the closet. Behind it, she discovers a safe. She's then seen dragging the body on the dress while wearing Mark's bloody shirt. When she tries to pull him down the stairs, he trips and both of them fall. When Emma enters the kitchen, she discovers that Mark has dipped her phone in water. She continues to attempt but fails to turn it on. Emma rummages through the kitchen for a blade, but comes up empty-handed. She looks in the trash can and discovers Mark's car keys. She then appears to be wearing all of his clothes and dragging his body through the snow to his car. She gets into the car and starts it once she has them there. As she tries to warm her hands, the vehicle runs for a few moments before turning off. Mark has also depleted the car's fuel supply. The radio continues to play, and a recording of him telling her he knew about Tom is played. Emma carries the body back to the house and wipes his blood from her face. She notices the necklace he gave her in the mirror and tries to untangle it, but she is unable to do so. She then proceeds to the basement to investigate. There are also no tools down there. Emma drags the body up the stairwell, determined to get out of this situation. She hears something in the dark room once she's out of the basement. Inside, all of the pictures have been changed. They include photos of her and Tom, as well as one taken after the attack. When Emma turns around, she sees a large mugshot of her assailant. She walks over to the record player and starts recording on the recorder next to it. It's a tape of her husband conducting an interview with her after the attack. Before they married, Emma has a recollection of the assault. She hears a car outside and someone approaching the door. When she hears a knock, she quickly locks the door. Tom stands in front of her, telling her that he received her message asking for assistance. He notices the blood on her shirt and asks if she sent him the message. Emma walks up to the door and explains what has occurred. Mark's entire carrier was engulfed in flames, according to Tom. He inquires as to whether she has contacted the authorities and then attempts to represent her by describing how the situation appears. Emma tells him to call the cops anyway because she can't stand being tethered to the body any longer. They see another car approaching as Tom walks out to get his phone from the car. She believes they should flee, but he assures her that he can handle it and asks her to lock the door. When the car arrives, a man named Jimmy approaches Tom and claims to be there to repair a broken pipe. Tom agrees to pay him what he would charge for the job and completes it, but Jimmy insists on using the restroom. Emma hides and another man steps out of the car when Tom refuses to budge and asks him to leave. He comes up behind Tom and stabs him. Bobby, the second man, is the first to enter the house and take a look around. Emma immediately recognizes him as her assailant. As he takes his final breath, Jimmy expresses his displeasure that Bobby killed Tom and apologizes to him. He begs Bobby to leave, but reminds his younger brother that they must first locate Emma. They both go on the hunt for her. Bobby notices the shambles in the bedroom and quickly locates the safe. In the house, Jimmy notices a bloody trail. Emma drags the body to the boat shed, but Jimmy notices a trail that leads there and reluctantly follows it. She enters the shed with the body and discovers a boat propeller. When Jimmy enters the shed, Emma cuts off Mark's hand to free herself from him. She goes into hiding before he notices her. He looks around and runs to his house to get his brother when he sees the body. Both of them return to the shed, but all they find is a body. Emma hides beneath the boat and listens to them converse. Mark is the man who hired them, and Bobby recognizes him. He informs Jimmy that they must locate her in order to obtain the safe code. They leave, and Emma binds her feet with pieces of the dress before locating the boat's gasoline. The brothers return to the family home. They can't blow the safe open, Jimmy says, and it requires a fingerprint in addition to the combination. Emma is dragging the gasoline to the car when Jimmy, who is heading to the shed to retrieve Mark's body, nearly catches her. She carries the gas to the car and begins pumping it. Bobby spots her in the garage and chases her down. Emma hears him approaching and ducks out of the way just in time. He finds the gas but not her when he enters. Emma listens to his footsteps from under the car, and when he blows out the tires, she dashes to the house, narrowly avoiding being caught by Jimmy once more. Bobby follows her down the stairs to the basement. Emma becomes trapped between Bobby in the basement and Jimmy in front of the door on the stairwell. She activates the car alarm and pulls them away from her as they close in on her. She arrives at the house and bids Tom farewell while the two of them are at the car. Outside, the brothers argue, but Bobby persuades Jimmy to finish the job and informs him that Emma is most likely still at the house. When they walk in, they notice she has Tom's coat and shoes. Bobby goes upstairs to investigate, while Jimmy remains on the first floor. Bobby is up in the attic when he hears a noise and follows it. When she hits him over the head, he thinks he's found Emma. When Jimmy hears them, he goes to find Bobby, but she also hits him and locks him in a room. Emma dashes outside to Tom's car, but Bobby is already there. She manages to call the cops, but the call is only for a fraction of a second. Bobby tells Jimmy to go upstairs and get the body, then knocks Emma out. Emma is rechained to Mark when she wakes up. The safe has been prepared by the brothers, but she informs them that she is unaware of the combination. Bobby pins Emma to the floor and informs her that the date is the day Mark proposed to her. He doesn't want to tell him the date because she fears he'll murder her the next day. Bobby threatens to cut off her toes, but Jimmy isn't happy with him and tries to persuade him to stop. Bobby shoves him away and discovers the gun Emma had dropped. He points the knife at his brother and tells him to stop, then orders him to put down the knife and stand near the safe. Jimmy and Emma agree that she'll tell them the combination once he's freed her from the cuffs. When that's done, Bobby drags Mark's body to the safe, opens the hatch with his fingerprint and the combination. Unfortunately, the diamonds he expected to find inside aren't there. Instead, there's a saw with a message directing him to where he can find them. The diamonds are in Emma's necklace, they realize. Bobby loses patience and wants to cut her head off and get the necklace that way. Jimmy tries to open it, but Bobby loses patience and wants to cut her head off and get the necklace that way. He takes the gun and knocks Jimmy out, but when he tries to shoot Emma, he discovers that the gun is empty of bullets. He pins her down again as she reaches for the knife. Jimmy tries to stop him, and the two wrestle until Bobby kills his brother by shoving him onto a coat hanger. He becomes enraged and pursues Emma, accusing her of being to blame for everything. He stabs her in the leg during their fight. When he tries to stab her again, she dodges him and grabs a heavy tool, which he uses to slam into him. Bobby pursues her again, but this time he is the one who is chained to Mark. Bobby falls down the stairs, causing her to flee to her car. It eventually starts, and she rams into the other cars after going over the body. When she can't push the cars any longer, she returns to the garage and runs Bobby over. She loses control of the vehicle and hits the boat shed. He pursues her and discovers her dragging herself across the ice. Bobby manages to catch up to her despite pulling Mark's body with him. When the ice breaks and they all fall into the icy waters, they fight again, and she stabs him. Emma removes the knife from his shoulder and renders him unconscious, finally escaping his grasp. She swims up but is unable to break through the ice. She suddenly stabs at the ice from below and manages to break free. She removes her ring and throws it in the water while lying on the ice. In the distance, Emma hears police sirens.